So news recently broke that Apple have been granted a patent for a smart case for their AirPods. But like typical Apple, that's actually not an original idea. The first people to do that is JBL. And I have the product right here. This is the JBL Tour Pro 2. Pro 2s have the first ever smart case. This smart case allows you to control your listening experience all through here, and you don't have to touch your mobile phone. You can control your playback settings, you can adjust your EQ, turn on spatial audio and noise cancelling, you can answer and decline a phone call and set timers through the case, and that is all through this display panel on the front of the charging case. So I saw an unfinished version of these back at JBL Fest in Las Vegas last year, and they looked fantastic. Like, the design looks the same, but what I found in that unfinished version was the swiping experience was delayed. But I'm happy to report that on this final product, the swiping experience is seamless. It works super well, and pressing the buttons is really responsive. So that's made me really happy to suggest to people to buy these because you want it to be a smooth experience, and it is. So once you unlock the case, the first page you have is your playback page. You can play and pause your music as well as go next or go back. I use Spotify on my iPhone, and the integration for that with these works really well. I haven't had any issues. After that, you swipe through and you've got your volume control. The third page is where you can turn on your noise cancelling, which is true adaptive noise cancelling. We'll get to that later, as well as turning on ambient aware and talk through. The talk through mode is actually really good if you do want to have a conversation with people around you and not pause your music or take out your earbuds. It does a really good job of lowering the levels of what you're listening to a really mellow level where you can still hear your voice clearly and have a conversation. Makes it super handy for people who don't want to take out the buds. Next up is EQ. So you can flick through jazz, vocal, bass, club, and studio EQ modes. My favorite is bass, but that's always been my favorite kind of listening experience. After the EQ page, you have a timer. There's a few different times that you can set. That's super handy because you never know when you'll need that. Then we have the spatial sound page. So as a JBL Quantum user, this is one of my favorite settings. You have 3 different settings that you can choose from to make it sound like you're thrown into the sound and it's flowing around you in every direction. I strongly recommend using this feature if you get a pair of these. If you want a sound trip like no other, it works really well. After that is the screen brightness page where you can turn the screen from low, medium or high levels of brightness. And I'm interested to see how this affects battery life because the buds do have 40 hours of battery life with noise cancelling off. So it's 10 hours of playtime through the buds with an extra 30 hours through the charge case. So I'll have to run some tests to see how the brightness levels affect that, or even just having this smart case in general. It's going to be interesting to see. After that, you can actually change your lock screen. So there's a few different pictures or wallpapers that you can choose from. I think it'd be really cool if you could set your own photos on this. That would be a nice software update. Second to last, you have voice aware. So this allows you to hear or monitor your voice while you're on a phone call. Now, the interesting thing about this is you can't actually turn this on or adjust it while you're on a phone call. When you're on a call, the case will have your end call button as well as the duration of your phone call, the time. You can adjust voice aware through the app on your phone while you're on a phone call. So you could turn it on and off or choose low, medium or high levels to let more of your voice pass through. But you can't actually do it on the case. Well, as far as I'm aware, you can't do it. I haven't been able to find a way mid phone call, and it kind of defeats the purpose of the case for this particular feature because the whole point of this is so you don't have to touch your mobile phone. So hopefully they can release an update where you can adjust the voice aware mid call. It makes sense to me to do that. I'm not quite sure why you can't. But other than that, VoiceAware does a really good job of picking up your voice through the mics, but I hate hearing myself, so that setting is staying off. And then lastly, you have the auto play and pause toggle. So if you want to have your music stop when you take out your buds and then play again when you put your buds back in, you can turn that on and off. That's the smart case out of the way, but it's time to quickly talk about a couple of other features. So as I've said in the past, I swear by the JBL Live Pro 2s. These are my favorite earbuds. Well, they were until this came out. But these run the exact same features as the Live Pro 2, which makes me really happy because the technology in this is seamless. You're pretty much getting that experience with a new experience being this smart case. True adaptive noise cancelling is in these buds and it does a fantastic job of adjusting the noise cancelling to the environment that you're in. And that's all thanks to the 4 noise sensing microphones built into this. If you want to block out more noise around you, it's going to do that naturally. They are also fantastic for phone calls. They have 6 mics in them and it does an amazing job of honing in on your voice and isolating everything else in the background. They work really well as well if someone on the other end, well, the Live Pro 2s anyway, has the same buds. Your voices are just so clear, like I can't fault them. For calls, they are incredible. Like I mentioned before, there's 40 hours of battery life, 10 hours playtime, 30 hours with the case. But they also have wireless charging, so you can chuck them on a wireless charger and not stress about having cables lying around everywhere. After that, the design. They are so premium, they look premium, they feel premium, and they sit in the ear perfectly. A lot of JBL buds that I've used in the past stick out quite far on my ears because my ears are tiny, but these sit so flush and so seamless. So I can usually only wear a bud in my right ear because my left ear canal feels quite narrow. But when I first experienced the Live Pro 2s, they were the first pair of buds that I can wear without getting ear fatigue in both of my ears. And these are the same, if not better. The design is so comfortable and they just sit so flush in the ear. There's no pain. They honestly kind of feel like they're not there. Like they're just so well cushioned and lightweight that I just don't really notice them. They look so premium. The case looks premium. Even the box looks premium. You just know that if you pick this off the shelf, you are buying a top-end product. And obviously, the smart case tells you that, but down to the font, the shimmer on the Tour Pro 2, like the colors, everything just looks top notch. And I'm really proud of JBL for doing such a good job with these. So overall, this is honestly something that I recommend buying if you can. If you're in the market for new earbuds, look no further than the Tour Pro 2s. They work seamlessly with both Apple and Android. Although they don't work with Siri, they do work with Google Assistant and Alexa, so if you do rely on your voice assistants, you've got that functionality. They also have dual connect, so you can pair these to 2 devices at once. I pair them to my MacBook and my phone and I have no issues, so they work even better with Android and Windows. The fact that that is a feature as well, like you can use these as your daily driver for everything. I usually use as well for an overhead headset, the Tour 1s, so these are very similar to these new buds, same series or same range, I should say. These top-end products from JBL leave me with no words. They are absolutely incredible, and if you get the chance to try them, you have to. They do a fantastic job across all the different genres of music that I listen to. They pick up the different levels of audio quite well, especially lows, as we know that JBL do bass best. I can hear every beat and dips in songs that I'm listening to really clearly, and it genuinely takes me on a trip through a song like I'm fully immersed in that song, or you've put me in that audio track. I feel like I'm there. The quality of sound that these put out, I genuinely haven't heard other than the Live Pro 2s and the Tour 1 headset. But this is just next level with this smart case. Do not buy Apple AirPods. These are the only buds you need, especially with that new smart case technology that's releasing. You don't need Apples, you need JBLs. So thank you so much to JBL for sending these over. I really appreciate it. And if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. But for now, I will see you in my next video.